I adapted the word at from raison d'être. So it means purpose, reason to live. Yeah. So like I have mentioned before, I mean, I grew up like any other teenagers, like trying to look for a path where it's right to move on in life. And I was also lost for a moment of time. But I realized that it's okay. It's okay to be lost, but always know what's the purpose in life, in our life, and go towards that. So I think naming it at, because I want it to be an encouragement to a lot of the younger generations now, let it be the millennials or the Gen Z. I want to encourage them to live with a purpose, because I work with a lot of community locally and even in Cambodia. So I've met a lot of young generation that were quite lost in life. They
don't know what they want
to do. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I think I wanted to be an example. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, it's okay to be lost, but at least let's try and let's find our purpose together. So my core belief is I want that to be a platform for young generations to be able to use their skill, to be able to brush their skills, to be able to even learn a skill, or to grow here in ed, to find your own purpose, to excel in what you're doing. So and I find that my purpose in life, not just presenting good desserts to my customers, but also creating a platform for the current generation, the younger ones to grow and to build their life.
Yeah, I love that. I visited at, I think, last year, and it's just amazing what you're doing there. Let's talk a bit about your creative process. Can you bring us through the process when creating at Patisserie's menu? Like, what are the main things you focus on?
I think I focus on the 5 senses: what I hear, what I feel, what I see, what I smell, and what I taste. Yeah. So in all my pastries, I would focus on texture, presentation. How would the customer see it? Will they get this enjoyment as they see it? The pretty design out of it, or how would they feel? The moment when they eat it. Does it give them a bitter note, or does it give them, does that bring them joy as well? These sensations. Yeah. So these are things that I focus on too. Yeah. But of course, we prioritize not just the look, but the flavors and the texture of it, because just having good looks without solid flavors, it's like putting on makeup. That's it. There's nothing inside. Mm-hmm. But having good flavor profile, balanced, and also good texture. Yeah. It's not just all about it's cream, or it's all about just a cake. But there's different textures and layers in it. So I prioritize that. Yeah.
And when you first started, how do you think the Ipoh-reans received it? Like, did they receive it well, or you had to, like, was it something new to them, or you had to show them and present to them?
There was definitely a process of educating our consumers, our customers. Back then, I think I started 3 years ago in my whole location. It wasn't. At first, people would tell me that, hey, you're selling this cafe, you must sell food, you have to have pasta, you have to have sandwiches, fruit juices, so that, the local would accept it and
this
they
is
can
what
come
you're
over
familiar
and eat.
with in the cafe.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, they would think like, you're only selling cakes. What can you make out of only selling cakes? But I think I wanted to be authentic. I wanted to bring the whole idea of a pastry shop, a Parisian pastry shop, back to Ipoh. And if it's not what I am, what I'm good at, I don't want to sell it to you. But whatever that you're eating on your plate, that's what I am. I'm good at, and I want to present you my best. So that is my belief. So that's why even until now, we are only selling pastries. We are not selling, say, pasta or food. We don't call ourselves a cafe. We are a pastry shop in town. Yeah.
And like you said before, like the ingredients in Malaysia are different from those in European countries. Some may be seasonal. How do you adapt these Malaysian ingredients to create French pastries?
I don't really do it intentionally, to be honest. I won't intentionally look for Malaysian ingredients just to create a certain dessert. But I think my creative process would come from things around me, what inspires me around, such as I created this hometown tart. It's something that I wanted to be significant to my hometown, dedicating to my hometown.
Yeah.
So and the first thing when you think about Ipoh is Ipoh white coffee.
Yes.
So that's where the inspiration comes from, and there's a story as I create it. And I don't want it to just be, because everyone is using local products, that's why I have to do it. But not really in that case, yeah. So hometown tart was created because I want something to I want it to represent Ipoh, and also my background, my roots, yeah. And it's how my life was. I was from Ipoh, and then I was trained in France, and that's the whole combination of this dessert. Yeah, it's Ipoh. It's using Ipoh ingredients, but yet at the same time,
it's
I'm
like
using
4
French
different types of coffee,
techniques. Yes, more of 4 different layers of intensity. Yeah, so there's this slightly light layer on the top. It's fluffy. It's very smooth, and then slowly it comes to a medium intensity of coffee flavor, and then the third layer, it's like a punch. It's like a punch. It's bitter, with a salty ending taste. Yeah, and then the fourth layer, it's something goes back balancing up everything. Yeah,